What you were telling me about this play, it really resonated with me. It made me reflect back on my childhood and growing up and the relationships and friendships I've had. And so that's why I wanted to come and interview you guys and learn more about it so we could share it with everyone.
Mm-hmm. Well, Chick's Diner is a story about a life story of a chick with a dream. But it's not just, a chick isn't just one woman. A chick is the friendship, the love. And the characters are based on people I have met through my life and my friends who have lifted me up. So we all have those friends that are all different. And that's who works at, or not works, is at Chick's Diner. And that they build each other up, they catch each other when they fall. And so it starts when you're younger, and those friends that you may not talk to for 30 years, but that when you pick it back up, they're the same. They're the same people, you're the same people, you get each other. That's what Chick's Diner is them getting each other through the years, and just like we do, have that friendship to where it's just there, they get you. And I hope that when people leave the show, that they feel content with their own lives. And someone asked me that question. Mm-hmm. What do you want people to feel when they leave the theater? And I said, I want them to feel content. I want them to about themselves, not just about the show. I want them to enjoy the show, enjoy the music, enjoy just the fun that happens too when you see those relationships develop. And I think everybody will remember back to, oh, that's my friend that she always does that too, or he does that too. That is what Chick's Diner is about, is that connection, and then walking away going, I had a good life.
My parents will kill me if I quit school. It's just... I don't know.
Oh, yes you do. Indecision don't look good on you.
Stand up, get out of your way.
You know your mama won't like it anyway. And that's okay.
Well, my name is Ellie Palmer, and I am playing young Donatella in Chick's Diner.
What do you like most about your character?
I just love the fact that she is not afraid to crack a bad dad joke. Like, there's just a running joke throughout the entire show that whenever somebody walks into the diner, I've got a new chicken pun for them.
Give us a joke from the play.
All right. Welcome to Chick's Diner, where our chickens grow on pole trees.
Okay, that's pretty good. I like it. And you told me something earlier that I would have never guessed. What is in here?
And that is wood pellets. So during a song, we could pick it up and just start shaking it as percussion.
Those things I would have never have guessed. I would have never have known. So what brings you to play in this play, and what inspires you about all of it?
Well, the reason why I auditioned for this play was I wanted some theater to do over the summer because last year I had zero theater at all to do. And I was absolutely miserable the entire summer. So this was just a fun opportunity to keep doing theater outside of school.
What was the favorite thing you've ever done during the summer break?
The most fun thing I've ever done during summer break was maybe, I would probably have to say a theater camp that I did here many years ago, like maybe 2016 maybe.
Okay. Tell me the goofiest thing Kenna has ever done during rehearsal. You could say it, be honest, you get a free pass.
That's a tough one.
Does she crack funny jokes? Is she pretty funny?
Or is she super?
Or is she super strict?
No, she's pretty lenient about all of this. I think the funniest thing she's ever said is that we were miles ahead of where the Goldens were. in our progression of learning the script and the songs and whatnot.
Nice. Are you nervous at all for before you go on stage and do plays, do you get nervous, or are you just like jitters free and you love being on stage? Tell us what you feel.
Right before the show is when I start feeling a bit nervous. Anytime before that, I'm completely fine. And then I'm backstage, I'm like, yeah, it'll be fine. And then I get on stage and then my leg is shaking like 20 miles per hour.
It happens to us too. Don't worry, it's totally normal. It goes away, but it goes away, right? That's fun. Yeah, it happens to everybody. Don't worry. Even. I mean, what do you think, Kenna? Before you get on stage, do you get the jitters? No, she's like a seasoned pro over here.
I really don't. I get the jitters like the weeks leading up to it, but I get like this calm before. I don't know why, but it's the same way. But it's. And then because it's all a progression that you have been doing over and over and over again for the last month and a half, and now it's time. And so I don't know why I don't get jitters, but I that's when I get calm. And I sing before I go on stage, even if I'm not in a musical, to calm.
I like that. And what's your ritual before you go on stage?
I'm not really doing anything special. I'm just playing games on my phone.
I like it. That's a good way to distract yourself and just stay in the zone and not overthink it. That's cool. Tell us one thing you're going to miss. So what grade are you in right now?
I'm in 11th.
11th. Okay, so you got your senior year. Do you plan on doing more stuff with the Louisa Arts Center your senior year?
I mean, I hope so.
I think you should. What advice do you have to other kids in your grade and your school about if they want to get into to arts and plays and stuff like that?
I would just have to say, just because this is an arts form, it doesn't mean that it's easy to do. It is easy to get into it, but to make something good, you actually have to put in effort.
Yeah.
Because some people go into theater thinking, oh, it's an easy A, and then they're just sitting in the back of the theater because they've put in no effort, they've shown up to none of the rehearsals, so they haven't been put in any of the show except for like the opening number maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, everything takes hard work and putting effort into it. That's really great advice. And I believe that's in anything you do. It's like just put effort and hard work into it and it'll pay off and be rewarding and whatever it is. So I love that. What do you want to end with and tell everyone who's watching the video?
Come see Chick's Diner. Opening is the first weekend in June.
Love it. Thank you so much.
So this is going to be wall-to-wall people when we do this because we have 14 cast members. So there's a younger group of chicks, and that includes the male as well.
The little Sasha.
The little Sasha, and then so 16, 14. 16, I lost count. So we'll have 16 people back here, plus hair and makeup, and then just crew helping move, things back and forth as the scenes change. Yeah. And so the furniture on the stage will change, and so and where do you put the things that go on the stage?
Right.
So,
Yeah. And you can see their hooks because this show, so many costume changes.
Yeah.
So our golden chicks are going to be helping our younger chicks with their costume changes, and then vice versa for second act.
Right.
So
that's always impressive too. It's like I would struggle to get my costume off and like back on time, but I always wondered how they manage that. A lot of help.
there's always
Bodysuits
yes,
too. But it's just like a little bodysuit,
Yes.
and that. So some of them we have incorporated, in past shows, I incorporated that into part of my costume, and so that way.
Yes.
But you couldn't see it for part of it, and then you learn
modesty garments.
Modesty
There it
garments.
is.
There we go. Yeah, and so that way, so they'll literally come back through one door, and then. And there'll be somebody there. I had to put a wig on once in between scenes to wear, and different shoes, You know, it's the whole thing. And there's somebody there doing my hair while I'm putting my shoes on after we get our pants on.
Yep.
So
I was there. I was the dresser.
Yes. So you know, there's a lot of action back here going on that people don't see behind the scenes. But the really cool thing is that camaraderie too that joins the staff. And I mean, all of the performers and all of the cast and crew just get along well. And
They really do.
yeah, and no egos,
Nope.
just people happy to be doing an original production and making this. This is the first time they get to that character ever existed.
Wow.
And so they get to create it, and they have done just an amazing job. So I hope people come out and see the show.
Hello, and who am I speaking to?
My name is Veronica Schoenster, and I play the role of young Marie.
What is your favorite line from the play of your character?
Of my character specifically? Well, so bouncing off of something that Ellie was talking about, her character makes a lot of bad jokes and stuff like that, and my character tends to be a little bit like judgmental every once in a while. So one of her jokes was something like, "Come to Chicks where we have foul language," and I say, "I'm about to speak foul language," and that always for some reason makes me giggle a little bit. So that one would be my favorite.
I like it. And what grade are you in?
I'm actually graduated, so I graduated just last year, so freshly in the real world. I am not in college, but I do musical theater and stuff outside. Like, I've worked at Riverside Theater, and I'm currently at King's Dominion as a performer there, so that's what I'm doing.
And what advice do you have for kids in the Louisa High School who are considering or thinking about wanting to be in plays and getting involved like you have been?
Yeah, I definitely would say audition for literally everything. Anything that comes up, audition for it. Even if it overlaps, because you always can say no to whatever is less or something like that, but just like getting your name out there and doing as much as possible is honestly the best thing that I'd say to do. Is because sometimes you want to be like, would I do this show? Would I be like all about it? And sometimes the answer is no, but like if it's still gonna get your name out there and it's like paying you and stuff, I'd say still go for it, because it doesn't do you any harm. I mean, it sometimes it's a ladder you have to climb. I think one of the big reasons I got into Riverside Theater is because I got into King's Dominion, so it's like a ladder of people seeing, oh, this person's done this and that, so I think we should accept them. Like, so they know you're able to be or good to work with and things like that, you know?
Yeah.
So
Tell us what an audition feels like.
Well, so it's very nerve-wracking, at least for me it is. Like, you're sitting there and you're just like waiting to go, and they usually, different auditions, like sometimes they'll give you a number, sometimes it's like first person to show up gets to do it. It's very different.
Okay.
Or you can sign up for a slot, which that's my favorite. It's when you can sign up for a specific time to go and audition, because then you can be like immediately show up, do it, then leave types. But a lot of places are different, and most of the time you have to sit and wait, and you get to hear other people singing their stuff, and once you are called to go in, they ask for your name, your age, what you're going to be singing / monologuing, depending on the type of audition, because some auditions they tell you prepare a monologue, and some just a song, and sometimes both. I prefer just doing a song because I just like singing is my favorite personally, and I know so many songs in my back pocket that I can just pull out and be like, yes, I can sing for this. And then they usually will be like, either tell you to read something for them, or they're like, we'll get back to you. So that's usually how most auditions go. But they vary.
That is so interesting. Yeah, I'm always so curious, because it's definitely a big process. And from, not being in the field, I always wondered what it was like. If someone wanted to do this as a paid gig, how would they go about doing that?
So they're definitely you have to search for places. Believe it or not, there are places in Virginia that are paying and stuff like that. I definitely say theme parks is a good way to start, because that is paying, and it is you know, semi-professional. I mean, you are being paid to sing and dance and act depending on what you're casted in. And a lot of times when people like see that you're doing that on your resume and things like that, they are like, okay, this person has had a job that's like stable and doing all of that, and then go from there. But there also are like places that like Riverside pays. There are lots of places in like Richmond area and definitely DC, obviously. There's places in DC that pay you to do performing and stuff, but definitely just, as I said before, audition as much as you can. But I would say theme parks are a good way to start that.
Cool. That's very good advice, especially for anyone interested in following in your footsteps. Okay, I am so curious. When you're on stage, how do you memorize all those lines? I cannot understand. I would get it wrong, like so wrong. How do you memorize the lines?
Well, there are multiple different ways. I think everybody's brain works differently on memorizing things, but me personally, I do a really annoying thing at my house where I have like what I have to say. I look down at it, read it out loud, then I say it out loud without looking at it, and I keep adding a word on for each one. So like say my line is like, hey, how are you doing today? I go, hey, how are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing today? How are you doing today? Hey, how are you doing today? Hey, how are you doing today? Hey, like over and over again with like all of my lines, and it's so annoying and time consuming, but by the end of it, you're like, I know this and I can do this in my sleep. I also am a firm believer of like reading your lines before you go to bed, because your brain, what it likes to do when you're sleeping is like go over things that you did in your day. So if you read your lines right before you go to bed, a lot of times I dream about my lines and then I wake up more like certain on what my lines are, and like I have them more memorized, and it's very odd. The brain is so weird on different ways of memorizing, but that it's not going to work for everybody, obviously. People learn and memorize differently, but that's what I always do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I could talk, but if I could wing it, I could get, I could do better if I could wing it, but having to memorize, that's a talent. That is so hard.
Sometimes you gotta wing it. I mean, you will have something down, packed, and like just have it perfectly done, never mess it up once, and then one show day, it's gone. Oh no, what do I say? What is my line? And it feels like hours you're standing there, but usually it's just like a quick second, and then someone else will like pick you up, or you'll just say something random to try to fit in with the conversation. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely an interesting process.
That is very cool. And do you want to leave everyone with one last note?
Go see Chick's Diner. I think that's what everybody has said, but I mean, it's honestly such a great show. I've loved being a part of it and being in it, and having Kenna as our director is just awesome. And the music, it's so much fun. I recommend everybody to go see it.
And what's the date again and time?
I don't actually know.
June 6th, 7th, and 8th.
June 6th, 7th, and 8th. I'm very bad
And
with
it's here, right?
Here at 7 p.m.
Nice.
Thanks, guys.
Great job.
Last mile's the worst. Missing what's there. Dreading the first. Step into my future. Step out of my past. Decisions. Wait, not so fast. I'm only halfway home. I'm taking the long way. Seems I'm fighting fate. Got a lot to think about, like how I can take that step into my future, step out of my past. Decisions. Wait,
Not so fast, I'm only halfway home. Halfway home, maybe that's where I should be. Meandering brought me here, so now it's time to seek, to see. Halfway home. Looks like I'm here to stay. Better than the road to nowhere. Maybe now I can face that. Step into my future. Step out of my past decisions. At last, I'm home.
What's your role in the play?
I play young Reuben,
Okay.
the main love interest.
Tell us about your character.
Okay, Reuben, I read him a little differently at first. I thought he was a bit more big, confident, cocky, kind of egotistical, but I think he's actually more of a sweet guy. He's one of the first guys that the main character meets who really hears her and does what she wants to do, and that they're both willing to fight for each other.
What's your character's favorite line that you have?
My favorite line is probably in the last song of the first act, and I say, "We don't even have time for a fight, so we ain't got time for nothing else."
I like it. So did I hear you were supposed to sing a song? Was it right now? Am I putting you on the spot, or is that later?
I just heard I was supposed to sing a song too. I also am not aware which time.
What, I didn't know if I... Don't worry.
I'll go up and sing a song after we're done.
Okay.
Okay.
So are you at the Louisa High School? You graduated?
Yes, I go to LCHS. I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore? Okay, so are you the youngest one I've spoken to so far? Was anyone younger than a sophomore? Oh, okay. You were younger than a sophomore.
Other than maybe Mimi.
Okay, so you're the youngest one I've spoken to. So, do you notice? How does it feel to be a sophomore with like older students? Is it like nothing? Is it kind of just normal?
It's something I've gotten used to. I've had a lot of shows where I was the youngest one with like 20-year-olds, like older, but this one has such a closer age range. I think the oldest is Brittany, right? Out of the youngers. Yeah. The oldest is Brittany, and Brittany is 25. So that is 9 years apart. But I guess I never noticed it. We get along pretty well. We're together so much that we have the same kind of sense of humor, sense of other things.
Yeah, I like it. Why'd you get into plays? Is it something you aspired to do? Did you stumble on it?
So I guess originally I got into plays because my mom put me in them, and I think she just wanted me out of the house. But after my first few shows, I kind of fell in love. It's now become something I want to do. I want it to be my profession. I kind of want to do it every minute of every day. When I'm not in a show, I feel sad. It's just, I love theater.
What do you want to, so when you graduate, what's your plans? What would you like to do?
When I graduate, the best case scenario for me is to get into the NYU's new studio on Broadway, which is like very low acceptance rate, so that's top choice. And I want to go up there, do all 4 years in that conservatory, audition while I'm up there, see if I can get into any shows up there. If not, maybe come back down, audition for shows at Virginia, like build up to the higher level stuff. And if anything ends up happening while up in New York, so be it, and then I do it up there and just keep cruising along.
Awesome. Do you like New York? Do you like the Broadway? Do you like the whole scene?
That's the big stuff is what I really love to be around. I love seeing Broadway shows. I love being in the big city. It's just amazing.
Would you rather do plays or like movie acting? Is there a crossover or?
There's definitely a crossover. Like a lot of people who do theater acting are probably going to be more like suited than just a random person to do movie acting, unless that's a prodigy you find. But I think I would rather do plays, because seeing everything work, even if there's like little mistakes, you can't have perfection in theater, and I think that's what's so beautiful about it.
That is cool. Do you like performing live? And if someone wanted to follow in your footsteps, what advice do you have if they want to get into live performing?
Live performing music, theater, the whole.
Both, probably music and theater.
Music and theater. It's a little bit different. I do like performing live. I love performing live. When it comes to theater, just my one piece of advice is just do it. It's so scary at first, but when you walk in there and you are scared, it's just gonna make you like feel more scared, more closed off from other people, but everyone is so nice. It's such an amazing community. I do one show and I meet a bunch of people who come to that show, and then I happen to be in another show with them later. And it's just go, be open-minded, make friends, and it's going to be an even better experience than if you don't. And just do it. Don't be afraid. Everyone's going to be sweet.
Oh, I like
and
that.
then for music, start now. If that makes sense, just music, you can get into music at any time, but it is like the easiest if you started when you're young and you've grown up singing and you feel like you are more suited to do this song because you know what kind of songs you like to sing earlier, or your vocal range is easier to know. And so start young, and again, it's so fun. I sing almost every minute of every day. If my mom was here, you could ask her. They cover their ears sometimes when I'm around the house because I'm just singing constantly.
What is your, so the play is in June, right?
Yes.
What's your ritual that day? Do you have a ritual for the days that you perform?
It would vary. If it's a school show, I don't like the days before a school show because you go to school, have to act like everything's normal, and then when really you're having a big day, like, but no one else is gonna know. But on a school day, just go, do your makeup. Like, you don't really have time to have much of a ritual other than right before the show where you're doing everything. When you're outside of school, like here, any other regional theaters that aren't during the school year, I kind of just relax. Sometimes I'll meet up with friends beforehand. I like to not think about how nervous I am because I know we've done this for so long. We know the show. If that makes sense, there's no point in worrying because it's going to make you more nervous, make you stumble more, and stumbling is okay. Just, you got to breathe and calm down. That's what I always do.
I love that. I think that's great advice. Personally, as an adult, I think some of the best things, like skill sets I've seen people acquire over the years, is being able to communicate and being able to speak in front of people. It's going to serve you so incredibly well in all kinds of different fields that you're in. So keep doing it. Let me ask one more question. Tell me something funny about yourself. Tell me anything, the most random thing that most people don't know about you.
Most people don't know about me.
Yeah, most people. What don't they know about you? Something funny? Do you have a hobby that no one knows about?
Oh, I do. For the last 4 years, I've been speed cubing on Rubik's Cubes, solving a Rubik's Cube. And I've had a stop and start. I'm not the greatest at it. I think my best was 20 seconds, but
You could do a Rubik's Cube in 20 seconds.
at my prime, I could do a Rubik's Cube in 20 seconds. I have a collection on my Chester drawers.
That's good. That'd take me 20 years.
Well, I love it. It's so many different things, but that's probably the thing least people know about me. It's
That's
hidden
cool.
in my room.
That's cool. Well, do you have any other hobbies too outside with that? Because that comes with a lot of other like
I play a
puzzles
lot of
and
video games. I do play a lot of video games.
What's your favorite?
Um,
Too many to name?
I-
There's a lot.
Yeah, I played a really good game when I was a lot younger, and I've never been able to remember the name of it. And I just remember loving it so much, but
Mine's Mario Party.
yeah.
Have you ever played?
Oh yeah, I've played Mario Party. I get it. I promise.
It's the best, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Do you want to leave everyone with one more note?
Can you guess what I'm gonna say?
Come to the
Come see
play.
Chick's Diner first weekend in June. It's gonna be great.
I love it.
Well, one thing I wanted to add in, I love doing costume design. If this makes it in, it does. If not. But if you want to get B-roll of these costumes. But for this show, every chick has a signature color.
Ooh, I like
So
that.
green, pink, blue, and red. And then when they get older, they still have a signature color. It's not like monochromatic, everybody's wearing all blue,
Right.
but it's aspects of that color. But the thing that's very cool is the first act is 1970s. So I am having a ball with those young ladies out there. They are going to be looking amazing. And then it's 30 years later, so it's like early 2000s with a flip phone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Was
But
that BlackBerry time? No, we were at flip phones.
Yeah.
We were at flip phones.
Maybe Blackberries as well.
Oh, yeah,
Flip
I
phone
think they
still.
were.
But
When they existed,
it's just
right?
a fun show as well for props, costumes, building the set. It's all encompassing. So
Yes, yes. And just the set itself. There's a jukebox that is actually.
it was the replica of Happy Days, but the gentleman is a little protective of it, so we're going to get a 60s, 70s. It's still going to work.
Oh wow, cool.
Still going to work. He's just a little protective because he's kept it in such good shape. But
Yeah, I don't blame
that
him.
shows up next week.
Cool. Yes, and we have vintage diner stools. I love that we have vintage diner stools that are from the 50s and that spin. So the girls use things in a creative way. I should say the chicks. The chicks.
Yeah, I'm Brittany Phillips. I play younger Charlotte.
And tell us about your character.
Charlotte is definitely that girlfriend that you have who has the worst taste in men, in the sense that everyone that she is interested in her must not even really like her that much. And she's very desperate to find love and to find that one special person who just gets her. And she has not found that yet, and she's found quite the opposite often.
Is she funny? Is she serious? Is she...
She is very funny. She's got a big ditzy brain. So there are a couple of lines where they're talking about something serious, and then there's Charlotte over on the side, like just happy to be there, happy to be involved in the conversation and have her girlfriends with her, make everybody laugh, but she is not very serious, no.
Do you find it easy to get into this character's personality?
I find it very fun to get into her personality because I, at times, can be an extrovert, but I usually consider myself a very introverted person. And I am not one to make the joke or just be bright and happy. And it's nice to be able to get into that character. I feel like I get to pull her in, and it's made me a little bit more extroverted in my actual life.
Nice. How would you say acting and being in plays has benefited you in your personal life?
Oh, I love this question because I think that acting is the greatest builder of empathy that a person could do. And so to put yourself into somebody else's shoes and to become somebody else is an experience that you can't get anywhere other than playing pretend as a child. And it really is just a game of pretend, and it's so much fun.
When you're on stage, are there a lot of lights shining on you? And is that not hard? Because I feel like I would just blink the whole time if I was in your shoes.
Yeah, I wear glasses. I usually don't wear glasses when I'm performing, partially because of the lights, but when you are on stage and the lights are shining on you, you can't see the audience. Our stage here has a drop, and it's a little drop, not a dangerous drop, but when those lights are on and you're up here, you're like, okay, I know that I'm definitely close to the edge. Just have to really make sure I'm doing the steps that I've practiced so I do not go over the edge.
What is your ritual before you do a play? For the whole day before, do you have a ritual that you do?
Whole day before.
Or the day of, excuse me, sorry.
The whole day of. Usually I am singing in my car. That is where I sing. I have a house that I live in, but I will still go to my car to turn the music all the way up and just sing, usually some Broadway playlist. But when I get to the show and I'm doing hair and makeup, usually I'm headphones in, I'm in the zone. I am trying not to think about how nervous I am and hoping that, and drinking a lot of water, because when I'm nervous, my mouth gets very dry, it feels like. So a lot of water in my own bubble. And then that way, the first time that I'm on stage is my first okay, I'm awake, I'm here, and I'm ready to go.
Do all the nerves go away when you get on stage, or do they keep hanging out?
Oh, there's definitely simmer in there for a good portion of the show, and it's usually like if it's a musical, it's like after the first song, I'm like, yeah, we got this, we're nailing this, and I'll be good for the rest of the show. But when I'm on stage, I'm like, okay, what if I mess up? What if I mess up? Oh shoot, I have to pay attention. All right, I gotta listen to the lines. I've gotta be in the moment. But yeah, and then eventually it all goes away, and it's one of the greatest feelings that I've ever had.
I love it. And if you had to give anyone who wants to follow in your footsteps 3 tips, what would they be?
3 tips following like footsteps in just
like
acting
things
in general.
that for getting to be on stage and doing plays. What really helped you in this process? 3 things.
Number 1 is kind of a not pessimistic, but you have to be knowing that there's going to be rejection. Like when you're doing auditions, or when you want to go for a role that you really, really want and you get a smaller role, like some form of rejection, and everybody hates it. Nobody likes rejection, and especially when you're being really vulnerable and showing like singing. Like I get really nervous when I sing, so like preparing myself like, okay, I might not get it, and that's just gonna have to be okay because they're gonna cast the best person for the role. And if that's me, great. If not, it is what it is. I get to try out for the next one. Next one, I had that one prepared.
I know you're talking about like drinking water. Water's good for the vocals.
Oh yes, water is good for the vocals. Tea is good for the vocals. Coffee, dairy, bad.
Okay.
Bad for the vocals.
I was about to say, because I drink a lot of coffee.
I drink a lot of coffee too, so usually on show days I won't have any coffee, even though it probably doesn't matter. Like if the show's at night, I'm just super paranoid about it. But yeah, coffee and dairy, they really just, they clog it up in there.
Okay, and one more.
One more is there's a difference between saying lines and acting in a show, and I think that the best way that you can really like get into the mindset is something that our producer Elle had us do, and we did character breakdowns, and it was like asking really like not bizarre, but questions that are nowhere in the script. Like, what's your family relationships? And we don't talk about Charlotte's family in the show, but I went and I wrote an entire backstory for her, involving like her mom and her brother and her dad and their relationship and how that has affected her to get to the point where she's at in the show. And that, I had never done that before, and that really put me in Charlotte's mindset, and it was awesome.
That's cool. That's really interesting, to all the effort that you guys put into what we see on stage as an audience. And do you want to leave everyone with a final note?
Yeah, and I've got a different final note than everybody.
Yeah.
Come to Chicks. It's June 6th through 8th at 7 p.m. and the show on the 8th is at 2 p.m.
You're awesome.
So of course everything that's on the stage is not what's going to be in the show. So we're in the process right now. For example, this counter will be a diner counter, and we actually have vintage diner stools that spin around. There's tap dancing that will happen. So this was just representative so that the actors and performers, they can figure out where they need to be on the stage. They call that blocking. And then how do we move around the stage when we're singing? So it's kind of funny because we always have like this kind of representation of what's going to be there. So that will be a jukebox, that little chair right there.
Who makes all
we're
this
going to get
stuff?
next week.
Oh, great.
Who makes all of it?
So we have a wonderful set of people that have been building the sets here that volunteer their time, and so they do all the building of the set. So we'll come in one day and we'll have walls.
Wow.
And then we'll have a counter. So they work on the weekends. They donate their own time, and so I'm very appreciative of those individuals who I explain what the vision is, and they go, oh, and they're the more engineering kind of people, because I can't do that. Can you do that?
No, but they
But
do
she
the
does.
actual drawings on graph paper.
Yeah.
And knowing the actual dimensions of what they need for the for the stage.
Right.
And how to work with that. Yeah.
Even down to the point of how far do the stools need to be apart so people can actually swivel and you have a tap dancer on them. It's very exact.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm Dominique, but I go by Mimi.
Is that a nickname your parents gave you or the crew here gave you?
My parents gave me the nickname.
Nice. And
I'm Anita Eisman.
nice to meet you, Anita. So tell us how you guys are in the play.
Okay, I play Madame, and I am her music teacher, so keyboard, and she apparently wants to do songwriting because that's what this is all about.
Ah. Tell us about your character.
I think she wants to be a singer, but I don't think she wants to be a piano player. But I'm not really sure, but I think she wants to like be a singer, I think.
And what's your favorite line?
Is it about monkeys?
Oh, yeah, that one. It's like, where like, she's like, well, in biology, like, Madame's talking, like, about, like, something, and then, like, I'm like, well, in biology class, we study monkeys, and the teacher said, and I can tell you I don't do this, they threw...
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Cool. And so tell us about your character, a little bit more about your
Oh,
character.
I have a very short role in here, but pivotal since we're introducing Sasha as she starts as a younger child and then goes through young adulthood into the later years. We're golden.
Awesome. Both you guys live in Louisa?
I live in Mineral, yeah.
Mineral? Okay, cool. And why do you like doing plays?
Well, I usually like doing them because, like, I just really like acting and, like, getting, like, into the part, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, getting to, like, really, like, know more about, like, everyone in the play and stuff. And
Just kind of keep you guys up late? Do you work hard?
well,
She starts earlier in the time frame, so it's good that way.
Yeah, I was about to say, you guys have a good schedule. You guys work hard. Do you like, do you do an hour rehearsal? Do you do half an hour? What's it like in your role?
well, it's usually pretty short, usually in half an hour.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. So you go to school all day, and then you get to come here. Is it after school that you guys get to come do rehearsals?
I homeschool.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, so is it after homeschool, and then you come here, or is it during the day that you get to do it too?
Well, I do homeschool, and then I come here, like, later.
Cool. Cool. And so, how'd you guys get involved with the Louisa Art Center?
Well, after like 30 years hiatus from doing plays in the 90s or early 80s to early 90s, I took a break and had the kids and did all that. And then once I retired, once we moved down here, I thought, maybe, I wonder if I could do that again. Is my memory going to hold up? And it did, and I had like, okay, I think I'm done. And so I said, no, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything else. And Kenna got me, I think it was third time charm, and it was like, okay, I'll do it.
And do you find it hard to, how do you memorize your lines?
Over and over and over and just, but I think what makes it easier is when you become the character, you think, what would she logically say next? What's the progression of the conversation and how it would flow? So
what happens
sort of
if you're on stage performing and you say the wrong line? Do you just keep going? Like,
don't
what do
enter that into
professionals
my
do?
head.
No. You guys are professionals. Like, this is like from the audience perspective. I'm always so curious. I'm like, how do, like, because it always looks so effortless to me. And I'm like, you guys are, how do you know those lines so well?
Try to get as close as you can, and you're working with your partner, and they help you through.
That's awesome. So you guys even help each other. So it's like you guys know each other pretty well and know when to step in and help everyone out. That's awesome.
Yeah. Sometimes if they look a little blank, you might give them the phrase in a different turning, and then it comes back.
Nice.
So.
See, that's what I love is the cohesion on stage, because you guys like know how to read each other and when to ping off each other. I always think that's so awesome. How much time are you guys taking to prepare in rehearsals for this play? How long does it take to prepare for something like this?
Well, the whole thing has been a few months, but I've been away. I've been away a few weeks out of the country, and I just am jumping back. So we're restarting again. So this is a good time. So because she's in the beginning and I'm in the beginning, we probably have maybe a half hour before everyone else keeps going, because it's like a 2.5 hour show. So
Awesome.
we don't continue because she doesn't go back to being young again, does she? Only in the dreams.
And what advice do you have for other kids who want to get into plays?
Well, just if you want to be in a play, do your best. And if you're in a play, when I was in like my first like actual play, I didn't like practice a lot, but we did practice quite some. And I usually took breaks in between like stuff. And I would say like if you want to get into a play and you're like a really big character and like it's really stressful, like take breaks in between the lines and stuff.
That's good advice. That's great advice. And what about you? What tips would you have for anyone who wants to participate with you guys?
Just keep your eyes out, keep your ears open, and put yourself out there.
I like it. And do you guys have one final note for everybody?
What do you think we're going to say? Come see Chick Diner.
I like it.
You won't be disappointed. There is so much varied talent here between all the ages and the interaction.
I know.
It's heartwarming. Come see.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining us. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us why you're here, what your role in the play is, and anything else you want to share with us.
So my name is Kelsey Lagon, and I play young Sasha at Chick's Diner here at the Louisa Arts Center. And I auditioned for this show because I started doing stuff at the Arts Center when I was about 5 years old, and I've been acting ever since. And so when I found that there was a new show that would have both adults and teenagers in it, I knew that I wanted to be involved. And so that's why I'm here.
What is your favorite scene? Can you give us like a sneak peek, or you want to keep that a secret for now until the show?
No, I can give a sneak peek. I think one of my favorite scenes is a song called Indecision, and it's when my character Sasha first meets all of the other girls that become her closest friends, and they sing a song about how she doesn't know what she wants to do with her life.
Can you relate to that a little, or?
Yes, as a high school senior myself going into college, it's very relatable.
Okay, that makes me want to ask, what are you going to do? Are you going to college, and what's your major going to be?
I'm going to the University of Virginia, and I want to do drama and also environmental sciences.
Very cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So that's exciting. Tell me something random and funny.
Something random and funny? Oh, I don't know. Hold on. Ooh. This I don't know what I'm saying. Hold on. This is a really cool show because it's a new work, so it's never been done before. So it's very exciting to be able to like put your own spin on a character that's completely your own. And so think about it like if it were to be done anywhere else, people have to look back on your performance to like learn what the character's about. That's not really funny, but that's just cool.
I like it. It's cool. Tell me something unique about you and what you've loved about living in this area.
So I think I rely a lot on my friends and my support network, and I think one of the good things about living in a small town like this is that it's so easy to like go out in public and just like run into some of my closest friends like at the store, and it's so easy to just get a group of people together and hang out, and it like really. Yeah.
Are you gonna wait? So your college where you're going, is it in a small town too, or is it a bigger town?
It's a bigger town. It's in Charlottesville.
Okay.
So, not exactly city, but definitely more people.
You excited to go from the difference of Louisa to Charlotte? It's not too far. It's actually not a bad drive.
Hour.
Yeah, that's not too bad. It's a nice change of scenery, but it's not too far where you can't come back easily.
Yeah.
It's like you can come for a lunch and be back to the dorms by study hour at night. Let me think. Okay. What are you going to miss most about the Louisa Arts Center when you go to college, when you leave?
I think I'm going to miss the most all of the people that I've met here. Like this past year, I was able to direct a show here myself as a part of my senior capstone project. And so throughout my 12 years here now and all of the things I've done, I've met so many people that mean so much to me and have such an impact on my life. And so not being able to as easily come in and see them all the time that's gonna be a little sad.
What advice do you have for kids who are going to be in your grade these upcoming years and how they can get involved in stuff like this and participate?
I'd say just get out there as much as you can. Keep an eye on like social media or just the internet. See whatever small gigs you want to do. Just put your name out there. It never hurts to go to an audition or just talk to somebody. Just really, if it's what you want to do, just try.
Yeah, I love that. That's great advice because so many people are a little timid or they're unsure, but just to hear someone else say that, it's always helpful. What was your favorite play and what was the scene specifically?
My favorite play anywhere?
Anywhere. Like you don't have to have been in it. Any play, what inspired you?
Oh, this is not, I guess it's not technically the answer to your question, but I think my biggest inspiration for what made me start doing theater is my sister. She started doing stuff at the Art Center the year before me. She's 5 years older than me. And so I got to see her like go through some of the theater summer camps and do some shows, and watching her fall in love with it and seeing how much fun she had made me be like, I want to try this. And then I went to a summer camp to do like one of the performing arts summer camps, and I just fell in love with it right there. So I'd say my biggest arts inspiration is my sister.
I love that. Now this is what people always ask about like arts and plays. Do you get nervous before the play or are you like nerve-free, like nervousness-free?
So it's definitely, it's gone down over the years, but usually when you're in that period right before you go on stage and like the director or whoever is making like announcements about like house rules or just anything, and you're standing backstage waiting to go on, that's when all the nerves hit. But usually it's much easier to power through.
What describe your nerves? Because everyone's got like a different version.
So,
trust me, I get it too, so don't worry, it's totally normal.
I just get really antsy, and usually I have to go to the bathroom. And I'm just like, but I'm gonna mess up, even if I'm doing the show for like a million years at that point. But yeah, literally, even if it's like the second weekend of the show, the Sunday performance, the last time I have to do it, I'm still like, what if I don't know what I'm doing?
But then you go out and you nail it.
Yeah.
And then do all the nerves go away once you get out on stage?
Immediately, yeah.
I totally relate. Trust me, it happens to me all the time too. It's like the moment before, because before I got into real estate, I was in the Intel community, so I always had to do big briefings, briefing generals and higher ups, and I'd always get nervous before the brief, and then once it started, I was like, they all just go away, and I'm like, why do I even get nervous, but it fades over the years.
Yeah.
Before you go on stage to perform, do you do any prepping, like rituals, anything to help center yourself, calm yourself, or?
Usually I do a lot of warm-ups, both like vocal and physical, just to make sure that like I'm physically like ready, but then also while I'm getting ready, if I'm not like with a group of my friends and getting ready and talking to them, usually I like listen to a podcast or music so that I can just really calm and get into whatever mindset I need to be in.
I like it.
Come see Chick's Diner, June 6th to the 8th at the Louisa Arts Center. Yeah,
You know your mama won't like it anyway, and that's okay.
Do I go east? Or do I go west? The sun never knows, it just goes. Do I go home or try to roam? You know, a wild, wild horse knows its course. What do I do? I don't know.